Hey, it's Brian, and you're watching Carolina Outdoorsman. And you know what time it is. It's crabbing time. We are out here at Northbridge Park. It is a super high tide. And I'm going to try and answer some of the questions I've been getting in the comments. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I'll try and get to them as time permits. So we're going to get these traps baited up and in the water. I'll get back to you when we start pulling things in. So a couple questions I get all the time on my setup. One of the questions was what type of weight or how much weight do I use on these. This is a 4-ounce pyramid weight, and I use that because a lot of the places that I crab at, the current is really strong, especially on an outgoing tide like it is right now. So the 4-ounce weight seems to keep the trap pretty stable on the bottom. Some places I could probably get away with a 2-ounce weight, but I just use the 4-ounce and it'll work everywhere that I crab. Another question I get is on the floats that I use on my lines. And I've used wine corks, I've used balsa wood, I've used these little pieces of pool noodle. And really the only thing I'm trying to do here is have enough buoyancy so that when the trap's sitting, this will keep the lines out of the trap. If I didn't have this, the lines would be sitting in the trap, and let's say a crab's here eating. If I go to pull that, it has a chance of getting away. So this just keeps the line out of there. That way if they're feeding here and I pull it up, I catch them. But you guys have seen me bait these up. I just put a zip tie through that center ring on the trap. Put the chicken leg in there, pull that tight, and then snip off the excess. Another question I got is the traps that I use. This is a wire mesh ring trap. They also have the cotton mesh. They work as well. I just prefer the wire because the crabs don't tend to get caught in this as easily, so it makes it easier when you're getting them out of the trap. But I have used those as well, and they work very well also. Another question I get asked is how far out do I throw the traps? And a lot of that really has to do with the conditions. Like right now it is an outgoing tide, so the current is coming this way. So I throw them out pretty far, and the current actually is pushing it back right now until it hits the bottom. Okay, let's see if there's anything in there this time. Oh, we got a shrimp. Another question I get asked is, do I find it better to crab on an incoming or an outgoing tide? And really it depends on the location. This place is a perfect example. An outgoing tide here, the current is ripping through here so fast that it's very hard to keep the traps down, and if you do, it's very hard to keep the crabs in the traps when you're pulling, because it's just ripping through here so fast. You have to be really careful not to get your trap caught under the dock. But on an incoming tide, this place is great because the tide comes in much slower and in a better direction. Another place that I do a lot of crabbing, the outgoing tide is perfect there. So it really just depends on where you're crabbing and the conditions of the water. But I've caught crab on outgoing tides, incoming tides, a slack tide. Just a matter of getting the right, being in the right location at the right time for the conditions of the water there. Bottom. This current's ripping through so hard. There's another shrimp. Okay, it was a beautiful day out here. It was nice. Temperatures were nice and cool. Slight wind, that helped as well. But the current was just ripping through here way too hard. I really should have known better. I was hoping I could get on some shrimp, but had somebody who doesn't have real good fishing etiquette sort of dampen those plans, as he came right down on top of me, and really, I'm not going to make a scene. So we're going to get packed up here and head on back to the house. I really appreciate all the subscribers, channel members, and we've also opened up a new Patreon page for those of you who like the ad-free experience. I will post a link in the video description if you want to check that out. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you'll never miss an upload. We release new content every Saturday morning and Wednesday evening, so stay tuned for more. If you want to keep the fun going, check out another video from our channel or dive into our curated playlist right here. The best way to support the channel, head on over to our merch shop, or you can buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/Carolina Outdoorsman. Links are in the description below. See you in the next one, and have a great day.